We've been through a lot to get to this point, but now we're finally on the same page.
All right. Well, I am Grant from Screen Rant. I am so excited to chat with you all for part 1 of the final season of Cobra Kai. It's amazing that you have all gone on this journey thus far. William and Yuji, I'd actually like to start with you. You guys previously said goodbye to the franchise in your respective movies as sort of the villains, and across the course of this show, we've seen you get the proper redemption arcs. How does it feel for you now to be sort of saying goodbye to these characters again, now that we do see the better side of both of them?
Oh, I mean, first of all, that this ever happened feels amazing. You know, yeah, we carried the torch of being the villains and for 30-some years. So the fact that we had the opportunity to play these characters again and give them some humanity and depth and color and see through their eyes, all that has just been a thrill. But you know, we're excited about season 6. We feel like the resolve and where this all lands is going to be crowd pleasing, and it certainly was pleasing as an actor to play. So it's great. It's a great close to this chapter of this story, and yeah, it feels good to have some people on your side for sure.
Yeah, saying goodbye is always tough, isn't it? Yeah, when I was brought on to season, this Cobra Kai season 3, it was really amazing because the writers did such a wonderful job in kind of flipping the script and humanizing Chozen and bringing humor and not losing that sense of the badassness that he brought in the whole Karate Kid stuff. So when I was brought in for season 3, it was just, wow, this is amazing, and be able to work again with Ralph and with Tamlin Tomita, that who plays Kumiko. It was such a joy, and I think it's hats off to the writers, because it's thanks to them for understanding how you gotta evolve and change, and I think it was a blessing for me.
Well, like you said, I love the way the show has flipped the script for everybody. And Ralph, I'll turn to you next, because one of the big script flips that happens this season is we start to learn more about Mr. Miyagi and sort of a troublesome past that he was involved in. Obviously, I can't say too much, but having carried on the legacy of Miyagi from obviously the films and then the start of the show, how does it feel for you when you saw what the writers were planning to sort of reveal about Mr. Miyagi's past in this season?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, when we spoke, I always at the start of each season, I banged the drum loudly and toward the writers' room saying, what could we find to give LaRusso that is, not so put together, besides Johnny Lawrence frustrating him and going at each other's throats. How do we not overstay our welcome in those areas, and how can we mine some new information that sets him off his axis or out of balance, and so the concept of finding information, finding these clues to a past that don't line up with the perfect mentor that Daniel has always carried Miyagi along in his life, and since he's passed, it now adds double meaning of conflict for Daniel, both personally, of why didn't he tell me, and what is this about, and is this real? And the deeper he digs, the more down a downward spiral he goes. And then on top of that, he has put Miyagi-Do and all the teachings, it's so paramount for him, bringing it to the world in the Sekai Taikai and all this, and now he's got to carry that burden of upholding that legacy. I think is a great narrative story, and we figure out a way that it entertains, creates conflict, takes Daniel down this path that he has to come back from, and he learns from it, and it becomes he's better at the end of it for the journey. I can't go into details, but it's an exciting and thought-provoking narrative for what is almost 13 episodes of the entire season 6.
Well, I've seen part 1. I haven't seen part 2, so I look forward to seeing how that evolves for all of your characters. And I see I'm already out of time, so I will have to get on out of here. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I truly
man.
love this show.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Do I want to know what that's for?
Training, Rocky IV style, gonna chop down a tree carried through the snow.